thanks for checking out my video. So you may have noticed in the description that today I'm going to actually talk to you about my thoughts on having a sperm donor, and I guess I'll just kind of discuss a few things and really just give my perspective so that people can kind of understand how I feel about it. So first I'd just like to clarify a couple things. I guess we've had a couple comments. People have been wondering, how can Ayla, take away the opportunity from me to actually be the biological father? Well, first of all, because of my severe male factor infertility, the chances of me being the biological father are so difficult that, this is what we see as the next best route for us. And Ayla actually didn't, put her foot down one day and say, hey, this is what we're doing, hope you're okay with it. No. We had a long conversation. We spent hours and hours talking about it, kind of weighing the pros and cons, looking at all of our options, and at the end of the day, it was kind of my decision to say, you know what, this is what I would like to do. I think that this is the best opportunity for us to be able to have a family, to realize our dream of having a child, and for Ayla to experience pregnancy. A lot of people say, oh, why don't you adopt? Well, the thing is, Ayla can still conceive. There's nothing wrong that we know of so far fully. So why would we not give her that opportunity? The thing is, a sperm donor isn't some guy that, is with my wife. And a lot of people have kind of said, that's kind of weird, how can you do that? When in reality, we see this as a medical procedure, and we see that this is a product that we are purchasing so that we can get what we want. This is how we have to go about it, and I'm completely okay with it. At first I was a little hesitant. I thought about it. I thought, this is a little different. This is, not a norm. People don't always do this, but there are also a lot of people who have done it, and it's worked for them, and so we really, really want to pursue this because we want our family. So yeah, we just wanted to start looking, and we have to sit down with our doctor just to go over another meeting with him. And so in the meantime, we've just been looking into it, researching it more, and so you'll get to see a lot more about it as the time goes by, as we post more videos about it. So the process of going through doing a sperm donor obviously makes it so that I am no longer the biological father. And this is something that a lot of people wouldn't be able to handle. This is something that, it takes, I think, a lot of courage to say, you know what, I can put aside the fact that I'm not going to be the biological father, and that, I'm not going to be able to have my genes in this child. But the thing is, as much as I'm not the biological father, I'm still going to be this child's father, because I'm going to be there through all of Ayla's pregnancy. I'm going to experience her giving birth. This baby is literally going to come out of her, and I'm going to be there. Ayla and I will be the first ones, to see our child, and this is going to be, an amazing moment for us. And from that point, and for the rest of my life and the child's life, I will be its father. People say that the sperm donor is their biological father, but you know what? There's no such thing as them being their father, really, because a father is somebody, I don't think that's defined by genetics, but more or less by somebody who, raises, who looks after, who nurtures the child, who, shows them things, teaches them, and really is involved in their life so heavily. That's a father to me. That's what a father figure is. And a sperm donor isn't going to be biological father. We're not going to look at it that way ever. We're not going to ever use that term. We will say, we haven't really thought about what we're going to say, but we know that that's not it. So, as much as we'll probably just call it maybe like the sperm donor, or it's hard to come up with something, but I think over time we have lots of time to think about it. So yeah, they're not going to be the father. I don't want to use that term because that's who I am. I have that role. I have that responsibility. I've been blessed with that, not this person. And they've obviously been a blessing to us, whoever we choose, because they've allowed us to realize our dream. And that's the most important thing. And I love Ayla so much that I don't care if we have to do this, because you know what, I want a child so badly, and I want Ayla to have a child, and I want us to be a family, and I want us to start that. And if we were to stick with IVF, that would be our best other chance of conceiving, but really, we know that's low, and we want to have 3 kids. So we've done the math, you know, for it to work just once for us is going to be difficult. Obviously, if we just get 1 child out of an IVF cycle, and that's it for us, well, you know, we'd be blessed. We'd be so thankful, so grateful. But the thing is, we want 3. And, you know, we've thought about, you know, if we only get 1 or 2 through a sperm donor or something, we could always adopt at that point. But adoption for us is way down the road. Yes, there's lots of kids who need to be adopted, but for us, we really just want to have our own child. We want to see Ayla in it. We want to nurture this child. We believe in, you know, nurture over nature, and that debate, if you've ever, you know, heard of those two. We believe that a child is defined by how they're raised and who's raised them, not by genetics. And you know what? We've heard a lot of people commenting. A lot of you guys have put really nice comments for us saying that you maybe experienced a sperm donor, that you were the product of a sperm donor, and that, you know, you've had people say that you look like your mother or father, and that obviously isn't true in some cases because you had a sperm donor, but nevertheless, I think there will be a lot of similarities between the child and the parent, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with being able to say, you know what, genetically this isn't my child, however, I am the father of this child, it is mine, and I'm going to be so happy when that day comes. When we do have our child, what we really want to do is tell them how they were created. Tell them exactly what we had to do. Obviously, we're going to wait a few years until they can really kind of grasp the concept, so they can understand what we're explaining to them. So, you know, we've read lots of information, and we know that it actually can work out very well for the child, for them to know. We don't want to hide anything. We want to be completely transparent with them. So, you know, we've heard that between the ages of 3 and 8, I believe it was, is a good range to start telling them about it. We want to actually tell them early on so that it becomes normalized, so that it's not some odd thing that we had to do so that we could have a child. It's going to be something that they don't see as any different than anybody else. So we want them to feel normal. We don't want them to feel, you know, left out or anything like that. And that's really important to us. Then when it comes time for them, you know, when they turn 18 and they're allowed to actually look up this donor, and if they're interested, you know, seek them out and maybe have a conversation or get to know them, they can do that. That is up to them. They're 18 years old, they have that choice, and we don't want to take that away from them. We think that that would be wrong. And so what's important to us though is we raise our child in a way that when they do turn 18, you know, they say, I would be interested in getting to know some more information about my sperm donor. However, I know that they aren't my father. My father is the man who raised me for 18 years, and I just want to get to know a little bit about this, maybe know some background, some history about their family, their roots, their ancestry. But at the end of the day, I know that we'll raise them so that they will never want to leave me out, you know, and just forget that I am their father. I don't think that our child will have that mindset, because we're going to be so loving and so nurturing that we know our child at the end of the day will love us, and that's so important to us. It's obviously something that's out of our control to an extent. For all I know, they could just really want to have a relationship. But so long as they remind themselves that I am their father, then that's going to be okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting to know someone in this kind of situation. So yeah, it's a little confusing, but yeah, I think it's all going to work out for the best, and you know, we'll deal with some things as they come up, and it'll be okay. It's more important to us to have our family than it is to have my genetics in this child. Yeah, it's really important to me. It's really important to Ayla. I am a unit with her. We do not do things without consulting each other, and this is a decision that we made together. So just know that Ayla did not force anything onto me. She if anything, was more hesitant, and I was the one who really stepped in and said, you know what, let's do this. This is what I want. This is the best way for us to have a child. So that's what we're gonna do. And you know, there's some people out there that have a few differing opinions. That's okay. It's not for everyone. But we would just hope that you could be supportive of our decision and really just wish us the best of luck. And you know, we hope that you stick with us and check out some more of our videos, because we think we're really going to have some interesting things to share with you. And I don't think Sperm Donor, it has as much of a YouTube presence, so I think we could provide some good information that isn't already out there. Alright, well, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment. Please give me your questions, anything. I'd love to answer them. And yeah, hopefully you can check out the rest of our videos if you haven't already. Get to know our story a little better. And yeah, can't wait to share another video with you soon. Bye!